as days 3 and 4 of training camp are now in the books. I'm going to keep you up to date on what you need to know. Guys, before we get started on this week 1 of training camp wrap up, I just want to remind everyone between now and August 6th, if you go to www.bewarethestampede.com, you can sign up to win this Andre Reed signed mini helmet. Guys, it's a great way to start off the season by just going to www.bewarethestampede.com. Plenty of ways to enter for your chance to win this mini helmet. All you got to do is enter. And then August 6th, we will go ahead and pick a winner randomly and go ahead and make sure you have this football before the start of NFL regular season. So go ahead, go to www.bewarethestampede.com while you're at it. Like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment as we talk about training camp. Welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to another training camp edition of Billievers Talk, where we break down everything going on in training camp, trying to keep you guys up to date on what is going on with our Buffalo Bills. Before we do that, however, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button as training camp is well underway and the preseason is just around the corner. You want to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about training camp so far. Like I said, 1 week in the books, and we want to keep you up to date on what is going on at NFL training camp. So again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days in the books. Saturday and Sunday, the pads were on, so we didn't know exactly what to expect. We knew that there were some competitions out there, so we'll update you on some of those, what happened Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll also update you on what's to coming for the Buffalo Bills. So first, we want to talk about that offensive line. One of the biggest questions going into training camp was, of course, that offensive line. So guys, I'll tell you what's going on with the offensive line. Let me know in the comment section if you agree, disagree, or if you like the line the way it is, or if you'd like to see something change. So the good news about camp so far is it looks like 4 out of the 5 positions are pretty much set, right? We know who is going to be there. Other than that right guard position, the other 4 seem to be pretty much solidified as our starting 4. You look at the left tackle position, you're talking Dion Dawkins. Now, I know that Dion Dawkins has been out, and Ty Nsekhe has come in for some time. I think that is just for Ty Nsekhe to get a feel for the ones. If he ever does have to come in a rotational spot, Dion Dawkins goes down for whatever reason, Ty Nsekhe is capable to come in. And again, you talk about his versatility. That's what the Buffalo Bills coaching staff is testing and seeing where he fits best as well. You go to the left guard spot. We weren't sure whether we were going to go with left guard. So far, through the first 4 days of practice, Quentin Spain has been our left guard, so it looks like he is going to be the starting left guard for the Buffalo Bills. At center, we all know what it is. Even though on day 4 he got a day of rest, the center for the Buffalo Bills is going to be Mitch Morse. Got to sign free agency, one of the bigger deals in free agency for the Buffalo Bills, so we knew he was going to be our starter at center. Then you get into the right guard position, and that's where we're unsure still, right? You saw on days 1 and 3, we saw John Feliciano, and then days 2 and 4, you saw Spencer Long. So they're switching it back and forth. Now, we all know that Feliciano does have a relationship with the current offensive line coach from previous tenure, so everyone's thinking that he has the fast track and it's his job to lose, but we are seeing them split time, him and Spencer Long. So let me know who you think is going to win that competition in the comments section. Like I said, I think John Feliciano does have that edge, but Spencer Long, I believe he'll be on the second team unit, maybe able to come in if the coaching staff feels like John Feliciano is not doing his job, or if he gets hurt. You know, we do have Spencer Long there, who is, again, another versatile player who we can plug in, and I feel like we're not losing much. And then at right tackle, we have our rookie draft pick in Cody Ford. Sorry about that. I couldn't find his name. Cody Ford, who, again, earlier in camp, Coach Sean McDermott did talk about possibly moving him into guard, but we've learned from Coach Dable that that won't be necessary, that we're going to keep Cody Ford at the right tackle position. So that's what's going on in the offensive line these first 4 days of camp. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you like this unit? Do you think that it's not as chaotic as some thought it would be? I actually thought there'd be more rotation in there, but it looks like the Buffalo Bills coaching staff has a pretty good job, has a very good sense of who their starting five is going to be. And like Sean McDermott said day one, the faster we learn that, the better. So then you go to the CB2, the cornerback 2 position. That was a battle that was going to be up for grabs between Levi Wallace, EJ Gaines, and Kevin Johnson coming into training camp. And so far, I would have to say that Kevin Johnson has taken a step up. We saw day 4 that he was starting with the ones. I think that has to do a lot with how well he's been doing, how well he's been progressing, I should say, with the number 1 unit. They say that he's looking really good, really fast, good closing speed. And Levi Wallace has had some trouble. Day three, the offense kind of lit up our secondary a little bit with a lot of long passes down the field. John Brown especially had a few good plays from Josh Allen down the field, which is great to see for our offense, and we'll talk about that a little bit as well. But really made Levi Wallace look a little bit like he was out of place. And then we go to the punter position. We know, again, I've said this before, this punter position is going to be a battle throughout camp, throughout the preseason between Bajorges and Carter. I see Bajorges pretty much having the leg up, no pun intended, so far this training camp, with Carter just having a couple shanks and not being able to be consistent, where Bajorges has that year experience and also has been looking a little bit better. And like I said in a previous video, since Bajorges is a left footer, that kind of gives him a little bit of an edge. You can go back to that video and I talk a little bit why he gets a little bit of an edge just for being a left footed punter. If it's AB, as far as who's getting the job, I think it has to go with Bajorges, just for that reason. So those are the 3 main competitions going on. We do have some more competition, some battles going on, if you will. Maybe you can look at outside linebacker a little bit, and also on the defensive or on the offensive end, you could look at running back 2. Devin Singletary had a great day, day 4. So, look to him to move up the depth chart a little bit. We know LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore, we know they're going to be there. But Devin Singletary has slowly been impressing the staff, coach staff more and more. And he really let it show in day 4 of training camp. So don't be surprised if you hear his name more and if you see him more frequently, not just in training camp, also when the preseason comes around, you see him get a lot of touches. Just like in college, he got a lot of touches. He might see a lot of playing time during the preseason. So, but the day 3 notes, what I have here for you, day 3 led to our first fight. We had our first on-field scuffle between Dawson Knox, who is now, of course, injured with the hamstring injury. We talked about that a little bit earlier in my previous video. And then also Micah Hyde. Dawson Knox caught a pass on the sideline. Micah Hyde had him go out of bounds, forced him out of bounds a little bit, and there was a little talking back and forth, and then all of a sudden they started shoving, and players quickly got in the middle of it, so that way there wasn't nothing too harmful to the team. I always question that. I hope there's no punches thrown. Remember that they're wearing the helmets out there. A bare hand versus a helmet, the bare hand loses every single time. You want them to all be wearing the other mitts the cornerbacks were wearing to not hold, right? So that way they have a little protection there. That's something else in training camp. Cornerbacks were wearing oven mitts on their hands. This way, when they were pressing, they couldn't hold. So this is just a good training technique to get them out from holding. They say day 3, which was Saturday, was Josh Allen's best performance on 11-11 drills. He went 13 for 20. Like I said, connecting with John Brown. John Brown, a lot of people have been saying John Brown has been kind of the MVP of training camp so far, just really looking good. And Cole Beasley on day 4, they say did not drop a single pass that was thrown his way. And there were a lot, because what happened was day 4, the cornerbacks were cheating back because they don't want to get beat deep like they did in day 3. You find Cole Beasley underneath for some 5, 10, 15 yarders up the middle of the field. So it's good to see that Cole Beasley and Josh Allen's timing getting there. Good to see Josh Allen and John Brown's time getting there. So it seems like this offense is continuing to progress, which is always a good sign. I will say that one caveat about when you're playing yourself in training camp, you don't know if it's because the offense is good or the defense is bad all the time. Now, it looks like in training camp, we have a mixture of both. We have plays where the offense has looked really good, and then we have plays where the defense has stepped up and looked really good. We know what this defense did last year. We know the type of potential they have. But if they're not making plays in training camp, that makes the offense really look good, when really it could be misleading sometimes. I don't think that's the situation here in Buffalo, but I just want everyone to kind of hold off on expectations going into the season until we see what happens, especially in preseason. Preseason, you talk about week 2, week 3 of preseason especially, good barometer of where your team might be going into the start of regular season, but it's just hard to tell sometimes in training camp. So let me know what you think. Which of the units has played better so far in training camp? Has that been the offense? Has that been the defense? Now, day 4, you saw a lot of veterans get some rest. I'm talking about Mitch Morse. I'm talking about Lorenzo Alexander and others. So some guys were able to step up, right? We saw Foster a little bit more on the ones on day 4. So that was good to see Foster stepping up again, as he hasn't really seen much time at wide receiver. It's mostly on Brown, Beasley, and Zay Jones as your top 3 guys in training camp so far. So Foster might be that 4th guy, which means he will only be in 4 or 5-man sets, and that's okay, because with his speed, he might be best suited for those situations. But we'll see what we see on the field, and maybe we have more 4 wide receiver sets if we keep having issues with our tight ends. We might see that more come the regular season. But right now, we see Robert Foster mostly with the 2s. But he is getting a lot of time with the 2s. He is switching in with the 1s as well. So those are some of my notes from the weekend. I did keep you updated on days 1 and 2. Took the family away for the weekend. So thank you for being patient as this video came out. I will talk to you all soon. Again, if you haven't already liked this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about training camp so far in the last 4 days, and then also hit that subscribe button. Helps out the channel greatly. Always appreciate all you fans out there. So again, thanks a lot. I look forward to talking to y'all soon. Until I do, go Bills.